I'm gonna take a little sip first. Ooh. Oh man, that feels good. You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
Dub T, motherfucking dub, ho.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on the airwaves, and this is episode 109.
Dub T, motherfucking dub, ho.
Hello, and welcome, kings and queens, to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. It is I, and I am me. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in, wherever it is that you're tuned in, however you heard about us. Say thank you to the person who told you, and thank you for tuning in this week. I appreciate you guys. I just want to say before we get started, because your girl just got a haircut at our beautiful friends at His and Hers Hair Studio MIA. Can I get a round of applause?
What it do, baby? Yeah, you already know.
I got my shit, I got my shit right. I feel so happy. It's crazy what a little haircut can do for you. Shout out to Ashley and Carlos, because they were there providing the vibes. And I'm really excited. So I say that because I'm very grateful for that relationship. And it brings me to what we are grateful for this week. You see, and this happens to me every week. Okay. So I'm very grateful for something very specific. And it is my dreams, okay? I have a tendency of like looking at dreams, like dreams what I'm talking about are the dreams like that when you're sleeping and you dream something. I believe that there's a message within the dreams, right? And so our subconscious is trying to tell us something. And sometimes we don't listen to our subconscious. We think our subconscious isn't real. We think it's like out of like it doesn't matter, but it's like no. Your subconscious sometimes is telling you something, or at least trying to tell you something. And it's cool if you don't believe in that, but for me, it does help me because it allows me to see things in a way that I possibly didn't see them before. And so then I find clarity within those type of messages that are happening in my dreams. So that's why I'm very grateful for them, because I feel like with them, I'm allowed to, it allows me to heal. It allows me to understand a little bit more, because we live in a life of like what ifs. Like, what if I would have blah, 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 And then in a dream can tell you like, yeah, I understand that you have all those what ifs, but it doesn't even matter because it wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like try to do with my dreams, and I suggest doing that because it turns them into positive. Because sometimes you have dreams and it's like you have a badass day and you're depressed all day because you had a bad dream, or you dream of somebody that you had a fallout with, or you have a dream with somebody who you were in a relationship with, etc. And it just makes you sad, and like it makes you think like, what if I would have changed this? And it's just like we can't allow that to be that reason. Like, not what if, it's just like, dang, I'm really happy that didn't happen, or kind of allow you to reflect on the relationship or whatever it was, and just like move forward on it, because that's what we need to do in order to like get better. Because if we're just holding on to those type of things, like, then come on, we're just carrying all that shit around. I just wanted to say shout out to TikTok. They got me. They had my ass doing that shit right before the episode. I was in here sweating, got my cardio in. Hav got a mic today, so shout out to Hav. He's in the building. He kept catching me. He kept catching me. I have dance moves. I'm gonna post it on the podcast page. That's gonna be my first TikTok post. Like on Instagram, that's when I'm on a story, is gonna be on the Ambition Hour podcast page. check me out.
This is not an ad.
This is not an ad. Yo, so no, because there's this girl who she does like videos at her job and shit. And she they were saying like, do you guys work at like Dunder Mifflin or something like that? Because like you guys are never working or whatever. And it turns out that she's like sponsored by TikTok or some shit like that. Like she gets paid by them. So listen, if I gotta come up with a few steps, that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem. But yeah, I fuck with it. It's kind of fun. I realized that I was doing it a long time ago. Like I would just do it for fun because I like to dance and I like to record myself dancing. I'm a dancer. I've been dancing since I was walking. So that makes sense. I guess I'll go into my notes now. Yeah, so that was that whole TikTok thing is just something that has just taken over storm. Did you guys that you guys had to have seen what happened in the All-Star game on Twitter, like with this one girl who got invited to the All-Star game, and she like taught the cheerleaders like the dance moves and all this shit, and then it turns out that she wasn't the original one who did the choreography, and then everybody on Twitter was just like, she wasn't she's imposter. She's an imposter. They got her dumb ass out, and then they brought the real girl in. This girl's on Ellen and everything. Yo, Ellen goals, man. That woman wastes no time. Do you hear me? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with our Black History Month honorees. This is the last Saturday of Black History Month, and we're really lucky because it's the 29th of February, or February 29th. It's not Spanish, girl. And that doesn't always happen. It happens like happens every 4 years. Yeah,
Every leap year.
every leap year. Is that like elections? Is that no? We're gonna get back to you guys with that information. It's been a long day, but I am excited to be here. Okay.
Yeah, every 4 years.
Every 4 years. I was right.
You
See,
were
I be doubting myself for no reason.
This is your shot, dog. You got it, man.
I be tripping. Okay, so there's a couple people that I want to honor. I definitely want to honor SZA because she's dope. I honored her last week, but I want to honor her again because she's on the cover of Rolling Stone. She got her own cover, and then she also got a cover with Normani and Meg Thee Stallion. And so I want to honor them three because they're on the cover of Rolling Stone, like these beautiful chocolate queens in the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Like, oh,
They look like a sexier TLC.
they
right?
do. It's funny because I was looking at of course, the Shade Room. They have like these things that they put faces on like older groups, and then it's like they put like Ari Lennox on their bodies. It's really weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. It's like a little trippy. Like, why? Like, this is too trippy. But yeah. So I just want to honor them because they're so dope. I got to read some of the excerpts from the interview that they had, and I know that one of the women who was like the writer of the interview, she was it was a woman. I think the other ones, I'm not 100% sure. I just know one of them is, and I know she was a woman of color, so shout out to her. So those were the three women that I wanted to honor, and I also wanted to honor Cardi B because let me tell you, that woman went from like nothing to what she is today in a matter of like what 2 years 3 years something like that. And yeah, I just admire like everything that she's done. She's a mother. She recently became a mother. She was performing pregnant, and I don't know, there's some women who I know of that don't have good pregnancies and can't even go to work like a normal job. And imagine like this woman was performing at Coachella and like all this crazy shit, and she finished an album, and it was a really good album. Like it's one of my favorite albums, and I would say the past
Grammy Award winning.
Oh yeah, and then she won a Grammy for it, and like come on, like that's just
Latina.
And yeah, exactly. So
And she from where? From the BX.
oh man. If you guys tuned into our New York episodes, you would know why Hav says that. So you should check them out. It's episode 73, 73, 72, something like that. Yeah.
Comment below. Let us know.
For sure. And so I wanted to honor her because of one of these other reasons as well. So she did that and she blew up and she was amazing. And then she ended up featuring Bad Bunny and J Balvin in a song that blew up and basically like helped them explode into like, not that they weren't on the way there, but I just feel like, I mean, J Balvin said it like when in the interview that he did with this dude, I can't remember his name. He's the one who's on Apple.
Oh, yes, I know who you're talking about. Zane Lowe.
Zane Lowe. I saw an interview that Zane Lowe did with Bad Bunny and J Balvin, and J Balvin said like we got on that song and like our like we just blew up. Like Bad Bunny like blew up. Like it was just crazy. And then to see how their careers have been ever since that song came out and how much they've stepped into like not just like the hip hop culture anymore, because like Bad Bunny's been, and so has J Balvin been on Fallon and has been stepping into other areas of, just American entertainment. And that's dope as fuck, because I was talking to Hav earlier about how I saw Bad Bunny at like a free concert. And he was just like, he came out like as a special surprise guest. Like it wasn't even like nothing major. Like it wasn't his concert. And I remember everybody going crazy. Like I probably have told the story like a couple of times, especially I think with my sister being here, because in the episode that she was here, I think we talked about how I saw him and I was just like, holy shit, this guy must be dope as fuck. Cause look, my sister, like she really likes him. And, I ended up seeing him again at another concert and seeing, everybody in my section just knowing the lyrics and dancing and just like being in unison and like, and it was just beautiful. So, and then I see him perform at the Super Bowl and it's just like, hold up. And I'm definitely talking about him especially because he's dropping an album today on February 29th. Yo, he's dropping on a Dub Saturday, Javier. Hold up. Hold up.
The paperwork went through.
Is Bad Bunny gonna announce something that we don't know?
Stay tuned.
Hold up. I just two and two together, a little bad weather.
Talk about it.
Like, hold up. I just realized that wasn't even planned. Yeah, so it's pretty cool because he is called Yo hago lo que me da la gana, and for those of you that don't know, it's I do what I want. Like, and it was cool because he premiered the name. He premiered the cover on Fallon, and that was pretty cool. And then he performed with Setch, and that was awesome too because my dog's on Fallon too. That Otro Drago goes hard. I've been stuck on like R&B queens and like reggaeton. Like it's been back and forth. And yeah. But I'm really excited for this Bad Bunny album. How are you gonna listen to it? It's probably gonna drop soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be dropped when we're done with the episode.
Pretty much.
BT dubs.
That shit gonna be. Oh, and then I was able to pre-order J Balvin's album.
I'm waiting for the Weeknd's album to come out too, since we're talking about albums coming out.
Party Next Door didn't drop.
What else is new? It's coming soon.
Okay, so I wanted to share a story about Bad Bunny's performance from Fallon. He was wearing a shirt that says "Mataron a Alexa, no a un hombre con falda." And I read this on Twitter that Bad Bunny is wearing this sweatshirt to bring attention to the murder of a trans woman named Alexa Negron Luciano in Puerto Rico for using a woman's restroom. Alexa had long been ridiculed online, in life, and apparently her last moments were also recorded as her murderers laughed. I wanted to bring awareness to this because this is something that definitely happens, and I appreciate artists like Bad Bunny, you know, being open and just like wearing something like that on TV and then people knowing about it and informing other people about it. I think that's something that is good because you're able to use your platform like as an artist to kind of bring awareness to what's going on in the world. And he also wore a skirt on stage and like he performed with the skirt on stage. He performed with a skirt on stage. And so I thought that that was very powerful. And it also shows people in America that this is something that's happening, like I said, you know, not just in America, but in Puerto Rico. And I'm sure in other countries as well, because I'm pretty sure it's still not as open as it is here in America. So love a king who's conscious. Gotta love a king who knows what's going on. So shout out to him. Like I said, I pre-ordered J Balvin's album. Yeah, so I binge watched, by the way, spent my whole Saturday last week watching Gentefied, which is a Netflix original. And this is really cool because, Gentefied, bam. It's really cool because one of the actresses from the show is one of my homeboys' cousins. So it's really cool. It's actually it's my homeboy's cousin, and then his mom, I call her Mama Grace, so shout out to them. His cousin, her niece, is one of the actresses, Julissa Calderon, on Gentefied. So what's really cool is that I've known them for a while, probably since like 2014 or something like that. So I've known, you know, kind of like about about Julissa. Like I've seen like her growth from like her moving to LA and going through like certain hardships and you know, going to her aunt for advice, and me being so close to her aunt and her cousin, and just seeing the family that she came from, and then you know, see her blow up at BuzzFeed, and then also and she was in charge of like Pero Like, and just so many different things that I just witnessed because she was, you know, my friend's family. So to see her growth, and then to see her on a Netflix original, and now she's doing like a whole press run with the team, and like I watched it based on that. It was just like, yo, this is my boy's cousin. Like, you know, like I'm gonna watch this because this is my boy's cousin. Like I'm gonna watch this. And it's a really dope show. I'm gonna read a quick summary from it. So Gentefied is an American comedy drama web television series created by Marvin Lemus and Linda Yvette Chavez that premiered on Netflix on February 21st, 2020. And then it just goes on to say, like, you know, the people that are a part of it. There's a lot of like American born Latinos in it. And it's really cool. Yeah, it talks about gentrification within the East LA area. You know, obviously it's going on in a lot of different communities, and I like that it was able to shine the light on that, because where I live, what's going on is there's just a whole bunch of new houses being built, you know? And you can call it gentrification, but I wouldn't, because for me it's like they're taking over the land. And I don't like this because it's going to get noisy. And in a way, I guess you can say that it is, because, you know, it was so like, it was so rural. It was so like there was not that many houses. It wasn't like main streets like everywhere. It was just, you know, normal. There was just, our house was like the dead end. There was like no houses behind us. But of course, like with everything, they want to get new, they want to rebuild, they want to, you know, tear down and then, you know, build. And it's crazy because there's just more and more people being born and there's more kids, and then there's more schools, and then there's more traffic. Why should it take me to get somewhere in an hour? Miami. Listen, okay, I'm gonna talk about it because, listen, this is my therapy. Okay, so traffic, we gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna just let it all out here. why does it take an hour to get somewhere that usually takes 20 minutes? That should only take 20 minutes. Literally, it should only take 20 minutes to get certain places. But we're out here chilling in our cars for 20 hours.
Well, it feels like
It feels like it. Hey, yo, but shout out to everybody who listens to us during traffic because, yo.
Shout out
Or
everyone
long
listening.
drives or all that shit. I always say drive safe. I try to make, if you're listening to us while you're driving, I'm trying to make it worthwhile. I know you're probably not watching us, so I want to be as animated as possible for you guys. But shout out to everybody who watches us. You see my nail drip? Okay. Focus. Okay, so the show Gentefied just talks about the gentrification within the East LA area. The family is basically helping their grandpa not lose his taco shop, right? Listen, if my grandpa had a taco shop and they were talking about taking it away from him, I'm fighting. what we doing, abuelito? Like, how many tacos you need me to make? like who do I gotta talk to? What do we need to do to make sure that you keep this? You know what I mean? Especially like the love that I have for my grandpa, rest in peace, both of my grandparents. Like I would have done that for either one of them. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? Like, tacos. Damn. So of course they get you with the tacos. They get you. There's a lesbian relationship, which I think is pretty awesome to see. I don't watch that many series or like Netflix shows, so I don't always know if that's what's going on. I did like that. I liked the whole there's like that relationship that is strained, but then you gotta check it out. I don't want to give away too much. But you get like different relationships, and then you also see like one of the dudes, like he's going through this whole like you're not Mexican enough, but he looks super like Latino. But he doesn't know Spanish that very well. He's not very in tune with his roots. But it's not his fault, like it just happens, especially like growing up here. Like that was one of the reasons why it was always hard for me to like really get into like reggaeton, because it was like, what the fuck are they saying? Like,
I'm saying what?
like, I'm like, come again, sir. I'm like, no, I know Spanish, but they're not. That's not Spanish. Like, and then they're nasty. I fuck with it though. Like, I'm telling you, when you understand it and when you get it, you're like, oh shit. And when then you learn the lyrics, just like I feel like I remember like when I would learn hip hop songs, like rap songs. Yeah, that shit would be dope. Like that's how you would learn them, by like just playing them over and over again, and that's what I've been doing. America Ferrera, which she's from Ugly Betty. I think the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants. She's been in a lot of things. She's a great actress. Oh, and Real Women Have Curves. Oh, that was a really good movie. Damn. I was right. Sisterhood. I was right. Amen. Oh, and if you join us while you're probably having a little drink, cheers. Your girl needed a drink. I finally finished my cleanse. I'm feeling so good though. Clean, blessed. Blessed. Been going to the gym. Been feeling right. She's won Best Actress awards at various award ceremonies in 2007. Yo, shout out to America. But she's behind this show as well. Which I think is great because hello, the more the merrier. I was talking to Hav because the trailer for Candyman came out. I'm really excited because that's a movie that Jordan Peele got me. I just saw his name attached to it and I was like, okay. I was just like, this shit might be good because I saw Us. And that shit was really trippy. And I was just like, dang, I would like to see it further more. The to be continued thing. He probably won't do it, but he did a flip on Say My Name, which was really cool. I bring that up because something that we were talking about was what I love about that movie is, of course, the representation that it has. You know, he's a black director, executive producer, writer, um everything. Like I'm pretty sure he does a lot more that I am not 100% sure of. And I also know that the director is a black woman. So that's awesome because that means that, you know, the actors are being directed and working within you know, people that are also doing their part and being in their fields, like in their careers, representing, you know, their culture and who they are, and like just knowing different things about each other and just understanding certain things that maybe other races wouldn't understand. So that's great because when people are a lot more comfortable and they feel like they're being represented, they're able to act a little bit better. They're able to get into their zone a lot more. Not saying that they can't do it otherwise, but just imagine like being in a room full of people that look like you and, you know, just kind of understand you a little bit more. And so that also brings into the whole cast of Gentefied is like, you know, it's like a movie within the Latin community that is talking about the Latin community, done by the Latin community, and it's just, you know, it's beautiful. So we were watching a trailer for another scary movie, and it was just like, it was like scary, but it was just like, yo, where are the Latinos at? Like, or like, you know, where's like, I just see a whole bunch of white girls. I don't have anything against them, but like, I want to, I want to see more representation in these type of movies, you know, just like how we have them for like love stories. Like, let's get it more into different ones, or even like, fighting movies or things. Like, it's just a lot more representation. Like, I would love to see more Latinas on the big screen. Like, you know, like, why not? And then Tracy Ellis Ross is coming out with the movie. Oh my god. Tracy Ellis Ross is also coming out with the movie, and it's so good. The trailer is amazing. I'm really excited because I don't remember her really being in a movie. I feel like she's only done like small screen. And she's really good at it. Like, she's been on shows that all have been on TV for a very long time. You know, Blackish, I think, is on like its 10th season or something like that. And they win multiple awards every single year for that show. I'm stuck on Grownish. I don't watch the other issues, but I love Grownish. Love Grownish. And there's a Latina in the cast. So it's like, oh, shit. There's some things that is just kind of like, but... there is a Latina there, so it's dope as fuck. Okay, so I definitely recommend that show. You should definitely watch it. I know some other people that I know have finished it and really enjoyed it as well. So yeah. Okay, where do I want to go? Okay, so there comes a time in social media when you just want to block a motherfucker. And, you know, sometimes you just do it. And basically what I'm talking about is, how long does it take, or what does it take for you to block somebody on Instagram or on Twitter or on damn TikTok now, because that's what the kids are using. Like, damn, what you gotta do to get blocked on TikTok? Like, you gotta be doing some foul shit to get blocked on TikTok. Yo, if it gets like that on TikTok, I'm out, because that means that there's really no humanity left in this earth, that you really wilding on TikTok. Okay, so let's put that to the side. So blocking people, what does it take for you to block people? I don't even like to block my blessings, so therefore I don't block people. There's some people, okay, I'm talking shit. It sounded good.
Boo.
It sounded good. I had to use it. I came up with that bar and I memorized it. So I wanted to say it. But the truth of the matter is, I do block people. But what does it take for me to block somebody? Honestly, what it takes for me to block somebody is somebody who I feel like is kind of like a hazard to my safety. Like, if I feel like I'm about to get you'd, like, I'm blocking you. Or if like you send me like what do you call it? Like some crazy like fantasy text message that you have about me or some shit like that. Like those type of text messages are getting you blocked. But like with somebody who like I have like a fallout with, or I no longer speak to, or whatever, we're just eventually just gonna unfollow each other if it gets to that point. Or, you know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll mute people.
Mute game on the hun.
I'm like mute, 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 mute. Yo, but it's because sometimes you just gotta do it, man. And it's nothing against the person. It's just sometimes you need to do it for your mind, and that's what I'm gonna say on that. So I don't really block. I just said why I block people, and it's because I really feel like one time, this is gonna sound so foul, and this one time, this dude was just like, oh, where are you? Like he saw my story and he knew that I was like somewhere in Wynwood, and he like was trying to see me, and I'm like, hold up, sir, not gonna happen. And I didn't feel I no longer like that. Like I was just like, oh, why'd you, like that was very abrupt and like very like I don't know. But I didn't like it. I didn't feel good. So once I didn't feel good, I was just like, all right, bye. I'm just gonna block you, and then I blocked him, and that was that. And then there's been other, yeah. I already shared too much. Fuck it. Have I shared this before? Fuck it. But that shit was funny. Oh, cause you know, something that I do think about as well is the whole like what is the most foul thing you've ever blocked somebody for? And that's something that I've thought about. So it's interesting that how it brings that that subject up, and 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 one of the can I share the reason why? Okay, so for those of you who I listen to the Joe Budden podcast and goals. Pretty much they were talking about Kaylani blocking them, and then how also Janae Aiko blocked Joe. So
But also, didn't they say that she deactivated her account? Well,
Kaylani deactivated. I'm not 100% sure on that. But okay, let's just say that yes, she blocked all of them, right? So that conversation happens to where it's like, okay, well, what like as a girl, how would you feel if you were to say certain things about you and like all this stuff? And to me, like when I see what Joe says, he's Joe is just so fucking funny. like he says certain shit. Like when I hear him do like lyrical breakdowns, I'm like, this dude is like talking about his life. He's not like being like he's not even talking about the song anymore. He's talking about like a personal experience. And like he doesn't even realize that he's doing, and it's the funniest thing ever. And then I was watching Love and Hip Hop because I was over at my sister's house, and like they watch it, and I don't blame them for watching it because it's just funny. But then like I get to see like Joe be on there, and it's just like, yo, what's going on here? Because he's just different, you know. Of course, it's because he's not potting, you know. He's not in front of the camera and all this shit. He's just so good at doing his podcast. And it's funny because I'll tell the girls, I'll be like, like they make fun of him because of this show, right? And like one of the scenes of like Joe when he's like sitting by the fountain, and he's talking to Sin, like how I knew about that scene because of the show. I didn't know until I saw it on like TV that was like really a scene on the show. And then I tell the girls, I'm just like, like they like hella made fun of him because of that shit. Like it was like a thing on the podcast, and it was just really funny. And yeah, so that's where that came from, because that's how I truly felt about like them girls blocking him, because I I mean, I'm not in that situation, so I don't really know. Like, I don't know what they're going through. Like, whatever you block people however you want to. For whatever reason, you don't have to explain nothing to nobody. And if they gonna say it to my face, like, you know what I mean? Like, he said it to Sean, but he didn't say it to her. So whatever, it is what it is. That's all. Like I said, you ain't gonna say it to my face. So what's up? Pull up.
Heard that.
Okay, it's time to get serious up here. Can we get the serious music? I can't even be serious, man. What's really good with me, man? I'm trying to pull this up because this was something that was recently released to the media because it happened in September, but the lawyer, the police wasn't allowing this footage to be released, and the lawyer of the 6-year-old girl who I'm about to share the story, he was able to get this footage, and he gave it to the media, basically. And so we got to see this video of a 6-year-old little girl get arrested, get put into a cop car. Apparently she got her fingerprints, like they got her mugshot, and like she went to jail. So what happened was, she was in school, and what happened was that she has this a medical condition that doesn't allow her to sleep at night, or allows her to have a weird sleeping pattern. And so they sent her to the administration's office, and she apparently started getting like very physical with like the administration, and like hitting and kicking and like all this stuff. And so what ended up happening was that they called the police. The police got to the school. They put handcuffs on the little girl, and then they took her into the car and everything. So I see this video. First, I watched the video. I don't know the backstory yet. I just watched the video of this little girl getting, like, I just see her calm as hell. I see her super calm, and then I see a officer going up to her like he's gonna, like, like arrest her. And then she's like asking him like, "Oh, what is that?" And then he like says it like, "These are your like handcuffs for you." And she's just like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" Like, and then she starts crying and sobbing and like, "Please," and like just like screaming at the top of, like, she's just sobbing, like she's 6 years old and she's getting arrested, and they're telling her that she's basically going to jail, and she's just freaking out. And I can just imagine, like, as a 6-year-old, like as a 6-year-old getting arrested, like, that's not cool. Like, that's just so crazy. And so my initial reaction is, how are they allowed to take a child out of school without telling her parents, or without their parents being present there? Like, if nobody from my family goes to the school to pick up my child or myself, my child should not be leaving that school. Like, there is no reason why my child should be leaving that school without me knowing that my child is leaving that school. And not only that, without you telling my child their rights, because they never told that little girl her rights. They just put her in the car. Like, what's really good with y'all? Like, that's crazy. Like, I understand that she's a child, but you're not just going to, act like she doesn't have rights, or that you can just treat her any kind of way, or just because you feel like she was acting up in school. Like, really? Like, so I end up sending this to my mom because I want to know what I be talking to my parents. I tell you guys, listen, the most important relationship, if you're trying to heal from your childhood and just heal and just be a better person and understand yourself a lot more, is having a better relationship with your parents. That communication that you need with them is super important, if that's what you want, honestly. But definitely it's just something that that it's really important, at least to myself. Um, and so I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, I'm like, Mom, what would you do if someone arrested me while I was in school and didn't call you? And so, long story short, she was just like, lo mando a comer mierda. For those of you that don't know my mom is shorter than me, and she is feisty as fuck. She's an Aries, for those of you who are into that. And then she goes, quemo esa puta escuela, so that she's saying that she'll burn the school down. So I basically tell her, like, they're gonna put me in handcuffs too, because I'm fighting. I'm getting to the school. You're not taking my child out of school. I'm sorry. That's not happening. And apparently, there is, like, it's not against the law, because if the child was being, like, abusive or something, they're not supposed to touch the child. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's something that I found out recently, like right before the show started. So yeah, don't quote me on that. But no, the thing about the 6-year-old, that really did happen. That's not fake news. Okay, so that was pretty intense for something that was pretty intense for me to see. Because like I said, I don't have kids, but I can just imagine, like, as a parent seeing that video and not really having any control in what your child is going through and not being there to be able to, I guess, comfort them is just, like, crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how this country allows that to happen. I don't get it. I don't get it at all, because I don't think it's fair. I don't think kids should be able to, like, be taken out of school like that. Yeah. So, this past week was the memorial of Kobe, and it was beautiful. I watched it live because I have Tidal. And yeah, it was really beautiful. I was really excited to see Beyonce, of course, because of Beehive Till I Die. And so seeing Beyonce perform and kind of, I guess, seeing clips, because, you know, these people on Instagram are nasty, man. They, like, take advantage of the fact that Kobe passed away and Gianna, and they just make all of these accounts, like, for you to continue to see. And it's like, I get it, because, like, you kind of, like, want to mourn it, but then, like, I just feel like there's, like, these pages that are just taking advantage of it for clout, and that's sick. That's the world that we live in, and it's kind of crazy that that's what's going on. Like you're getting poppin' because you're posting footage of people who passed away. Wow. And I just want to do my podcast. I just want to talk shit with y'all, and, you know, I don't know, make money, you know, get paid, help my friends chase their dreams, you know, pay my mama rent, something. And wow, that's just bad. And so I'm seeing, like, I just keep seeing footage of, like, Beyonce and Kobe just kind of, like, growing up in this business together, you know, her and her side in entertainment, and then him with basketball, but just being the greatest in their own careers. And just, like, he was in Destiny's Child's first video, so that was like 20 years ago, you know what I mean? And that was 20 years ago, around 20 years ago. He's been with Vanessa for 20 years, so I see that automatic. Just because we don't see it, that doesn't mean that they didn't have a relationship, you know what I mean? So, and then or, like, just would always see each other and just see each other grow, like Beyonce and Kobe. And so I kind of, like, look at that with, like, relationships that I have with my friends, and just seeing how they grow, and seeing just the person that the person that they strive to be, and I just see that for them as well. And so it's fun to see that. And then I look at it on Beyonce's side, like, dang, like, she lost somebody that was a part of her, you know, life. Because at the end of the day, she was. And so seeing her perform, it was beautiful. And Cause it would be like if one of my friends passed away, I would, I would want to say something, especially if it was somebody that I had a great connection with, and knew their family and was, cool as fuck with their family. And yeah, so it still feels kind of crazy that he passed away. I don't know if it's just me who feels this way. I would love to know if other people feel this way, because it's like I like felt really sad during the watching the memorial, because it's sad. It's like, he really passed away, and it's been already a month, and it's just been crazy since he passed. And then Pop Smoke passes away, and then like you hear his music and you're just like, damn, like he was so young. Like, he was so young, man. That's why you gotta go and just do what you do and just be grateful. Like, even if you feel like you're not where you want to be in your career and you're past 25, like, it doesn't matter. Like, just be grateful that you've made it this far. You're only at 25% of your life at this point, okay? So think of it that way, all right? So it's called Ho. It's featuring Miguel and Future. Shout out to them. I saw the video. The video is really cool. I watched it with Hav. The song, it's Ho, and what is it? The HOE stand for?
Happiness over everything.
Happiness over everything, and I love that. And the video is really cool because she's like a little player in the video, and she like does like dude moves, and I really like that. I love her style. My God, I love her style. I wish I could dress like that. It's so like chill, laid back, and then she has like a nice ass stomach. Shout out to Janae Aiko. She's dropping an album. Is it next week?
I don't know, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, she did the car test with Elliot, and she already released the cover and the track list. I kind of like how people are doing that now, and it looks like the back of a track list, like as if you were to have the actual album. Damn, those were the days.
Those were the days.
When you would like get to the store and be like, oh shit, look at the back. Oh man, you get to see the songs that were on the album. You didn't get no track list on Instagram. They don't know how. That's why I wore my 90s inspired shirt, I guess you can say. That's what I thought when I saw it.
Nope. Okay.
I like Future. Future's cool. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I understand he's toxic and he does what he does and has a good amount of baby mothers, but that man is talented. He went on that on that Janae Aiko song and killed it. And then with Life is Good, he killed it. That Miguel feature, I was very, very interested in seeing how Miguel and Future would sound together. And then adding Janae Aiko was really cool. I would like to see Future and Miguel do a song solo. Because I think that would be really hard. Because Miguel kind of has that, like, and it would kind of bring, like, that whole R&B with, like, a rap feature kind of back.
It makes sense kind of, though, too.
It does make sense. I think Janae might have been onto something. Or whoever came up with that collaboration, because that's a really, really good collaboration. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how that song goes. Check out the video. It's really cool. I didn't get to see who was the one who directed it, but it was a dope video. Like I said, she's just kind of like walking around and like going from dude to dude, and it's really cool. I like it. What is our time? I'm about to wrap this thing up, Pav. What's our time?
Yeah, let's wrap it up then.
Wrap it up
then. Thanks,
oh, you know what? I want to give an honorary shout out to Bad and Bougie, because I would get to the beginning of Quavo's verse and bring it back. And then I would get through the middle of Offset's verse and then bring it back. And then bring it back. Because I wanted to keep hearing like certain parts again and again and again and again. That song goes so hard.
Yeah, man, it's what a time to be alive at that time.
Oh
right
my
there,
God.
man.
Like, why is that song? That song goes so hard. Like,
It went hard from back then. Okay,
okay, so I played it because I don't know what made me want to listen to that song, but I was playing it during traffic, and I was just like, yo. He said, court style with a bad bitch, then it's in the bitch to Ubo. I'm young and rich, and plus I'm bougie. What? Dang. And then what I liked was that they were always using a Uzi for something.
Cooking the dope with the Uzi.
Hey. I'm gonna do a TikTok to that song because I got some cool dance moves to that song. I do. Listen, y'all don't know the dancing Claudia. Like, y'all don't know the one who did the dancing videos. Like, I'm about to come correct with these TikTok videos. I didn't seen how they do it. I'm not trying to get poppin'. I just want to do them. I just think it's fun.
And that's the important part. We ain't on that chasing clout shit. We gonna do everything genuinely and from the heart.
Yeah, for real.
Because it don't work otherwise.
I mean, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm gonna have fun doing it regardless. So remember, summarize the episode. Remember to listen to your dreams, whether it's what you actually want to do with your life or with your subconscious mind. Make sure that you check out Gentefied because it is certified by us. And also,
Bad Bunny's project
drops today, WTW Saturday. Yeah, just great episode, guys.
Candyman coming out.
Candyman coming out.
Tracy Ross's movie.
Tracy Ross's movie is coming out. There's a whole listen, it's been real, you guys. I appreciate you so much. If you watch this on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you are one of my best friends and watch this, I appreciate you. Yeah, Hav, I appreciate you. You, my homie.
Got you, player. You already know.
Lo mando a comer mierda. All right, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves. This is the Ambition Hour podcast, and we are out of here with the headache. I'm like Kobe in this game. Kobe with a fucking headache. Mama mentality. R.I.P. man. I don't believe it.